People here in Minnesota know what's going on in Minneapolis and in St. Paul. Our St. Paul sisters and brothers have been on the line with us at the rallies. We don't have to get ready. We're ready.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Our guest is Brenda Johnson. Really looking forward to this conversation. Brenda Johnson is a Stadium View School / Hennepin County Juvenile Detention Center transition specialist. She is in the Education Support Professional chapter of the Minneapolis Federation of Educators, Local 59. She is the second vice president of the Education Support Professionals chapter. She also sits on the Education Minnesota Governing Board, that is the state affiliate, and represents the state of Minnesota at the NEA, the National Education Association, as an NEA director. She is also ordained clergy in the African Methodist Episcopal Church and a mother of two and a grandmother. Brenda, welcome to the program. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you. It's an honor to just be here and to talk about our fight here in Minnesota.
Absolutely. Well, after that resume, it's an honor to have you on the program. Really appreciate you taking the time. I'm sure you're very busy. The big headline thing is that if nothing happens between now and I believe it's the 11th, y'all will be going on strike. So I'm going to put that out there at the top of the interview and then put a pin in it because I want to get to some of the basics before we get to that. Just can you tell the audience what is at issue during these negotiations? You know, what are y'all fighting for?
Absolutely. Thank you. Just a point of clarity for our audience is that some people don't understand the value of an education support professional. So I'm gonna go back and forth from support professionals to teachers, right? So a support professional could hypothetically wear many hats. So, for example, we have education support professionals that ride the bus with our students that have some disabilities. We have education support professionals that are dean of students. And we also have transitional support professionals. So for me, for example, I work in a jail, Hennepin County Detention Center, and I provide the support to students that are transitioning either back to their community or back to a secured facility. So I work with community parents and students. And so, and we have special education support professionals. What we're fighting for, we have 3 contracts. So we have the adult basic education, we have teachers, and then we have the education support professionals. 3 contracts under one roof. Basically, across the board, we're fighting for smaller classrooms, okay? We have more than the capacity in a lot of our schools. Living wages, that's across the board, especially for our education support professionals. Pay parity for adult basic ed.
And so if those are the things that y'all are fighting for during these negotiations, they don't sound that radical. They don't sound like they're going to cost an incredible amount of money. And so, you know, how is management responding to those asks? You know, if y'all are going to be going on strike next week.
For some of you, okay, so some of you may or may not know, you're in Alabama, right? You're in Huntsville, right?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
So when we fight in Minnesota, we win. And so where goes Minneapolis? In terms of unionism, there goes the country. So people are watching what we do here in education. One of the things that we have fought for, we've been in bargaining now for 7 months. We've been at the table with our district for 7 months, going on 8 months, and there has been little or no movement. And so now it's time, they're not radical. So our district has said to us many times that we have no money. There's no money. There's no money to give a living wage. There's no money, you know, for adult basic ed. There's no money for teachers to have a wage, a living wage also, because some of our teachers are not there yet. You know, some of our new teachers are not. So they're saying that there's no money. And now we know that there's money there. There's money in the budget, and there's money that can be moved from the general fund to provide our education support professionals, first of all, with a living wage. We make things happen. If it wasn't for us, school would not happen. We provide the support in classrooms, outside of the classrooms, to teachers, to buildings, principals. So there is money there. So it has been a game. I think it has been a chess game. We'll give you a little bit here, but then we're going to take away here. We're going to give you a little bit here, but we're going to so it's been back and forth, back and forth. And mind you, I am not on the bargaining team, but I sat in on a couple of the bargainings early on. And so it's been a game of cat and mouse. And I know that we are living in some difficult times right now, and we don't want to see a strike, but our people need to live. Education support professionals are still working 2 and 3 jobs. So in the state of Minnesota, we are still trying to pay our mortgages, our rent, our car payment with one job. And one job should be enough, but it isn't.
And so if, the money is there, things can be moved around. Why do you think the district is being so obstinate in refusing to, meet meet your requests in negotiation?
My understanding is that we have had a district that we have lost a lot of students over the year. Now, mind you, I've been in the district for many, many years in Minneapolis public schools, and a lot of our kids, for whatever reason, they are going to schools out of the district. We are attempting to make this the destination district. There has not been, my understanding is that they may and will have to close some schools. We don't want that to happen, but if we don't have the students, then why keep the buildings open, right? And we know that there's going to be some cuts that will come. Pay the people what they deserve while they're here working. Pay the teachers, pay the support professionals, pay us what we're worth. We do the work every single day. We love our community. We love our students. We love our parents. Our parents are here fighting with us, alongside of us. Our communities, our labor community people, they're here. They have kids and grandkids that go to Minneapolis public schools.
Hey, 5 seconds, just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
What made you and your coworkers at this time decide to take the step of going on strike?
Not enough movement. The language, some of the language in the contract was not up to what we had proposed. The language, the wage, it was just not up to par. And so we had to say, as a cling, a team, the joint executive board had to make a decision to, file to strike. So that's where we are now. We are back at the table this morning. Our teachers, our support staff, and our adult basic ed, they're fighting. We are fighting with everything that we know.
So if they're back at the table this morning, I guess it's a little bit too soon to tell if the strike threat is motivating them to try to get something resolved so that y'all don't strike next week. So I guess we don't know the answer to that question. But how has the community responded to to y'all announcing that y'all are going to be going on strike next week?
I would say our community is big and bold and right there with us. And we can talk about our labor people. We can talk about ASME and SEIU. They're trying to settle their contracts. And at the beginning stages, the middle stages, our parents have showed up and showed out. They're with us. They had a rally. We had a rally yesterday with our parents, and it was huge. They don't want this to happen, but the but is pay our teachers, pay our educators what they deserve, and there won't be a strike. This is a union town. Minneapolis is a union town, and we show them how it's done. We get down in this union town. And so I want to say our parents, our faith community, when we talk about the faith community, they're with us. There has been a lot of movement on the ground. We have organizers. They're called foot soldiers, and it's boots on the ground. They have done the work. We had an informational picketing that happened on Thursday. We had over 1,000 people throughout the cities that joined us on the line. It was amazing. And so people here in Minnesota know about what's going on in Minneapolis and in St. Paul. Our St. Paul sisters and brothers have been with us, standing on the line with us at the rallies. And so we're ready. We don't have to get ready. We're ready for whatever needs to happen.
I have been following a story over the last several years out of Minneapolis about unions having embarked like 10 years ago on a long-term strategic plan to align contracts. And you mentioned some of the other unions that are in contract negotiations right now. Is MFE part of that plan to align contracts so that everybody's contract expires, around the same time to kind of increase everybody's leverage?
And to my knowledge, they're in talks with that happening. How we show up is that if there's an informational picketing, we're there for SEIU. We're there for the nurses. So we're building a movement and a momentum that will happen within the next 2 to 5 years. It's happening now. I would say, and I would boast about this a little bit, it's a matter of some of our leaders inside of our union picking up the telephone and saying, this is going to happen here in Minneapolis at our union hall. Could you be there? And guess what? People show up. We have city council people that are showing up. We have people that, of course, that we have endorsed for our mayor races. They're on the line with us. We've had our attorney general show up. We've had Ilhan Omar, Keith Ellison, Omar Fati. We've had council people, Robin Wormsley, show up. People are here standing with us in this fight.
We had somebody in the chat who seems like somebody from Missouri that was interested in knowing where the record increase in the education budget a few years ago has been allocated, and why the teachers seem to have to threaten a strike over every contract in Minnesota. It sounds like in Minnesota there was a big education budget, and like it seems like maybe that money could go to paying y'all correctly so you don't have to strike. Do you have any insight into that?
I'm not too much, but here's what I do know. I know that we have had some of our experts in the area, and I'll brag about Education Minnesota, some of the experts that do the research and do the work, that have looked in and have digged into our general budget and have found funding. There's a big thing out there that our executives at our district offices are paid lots and lots of money, right? But the money has not trickled down to the students and the families and to the teachers. And so that's where some of the sticking point is. So if you say that you don't have any money, but on the other side, you can increase our executives that are at the district offices, that doesn't make a lot of sense. When we have the boots on the ground, people that are doing the work, and you can't pay them a livable wage. There's something wrong with that.
Well,
So
Brenda,
I do think that, let me just say this, that there is, we believe in Minnesota about good, healthy relationships, right? And so part of our strategy has been that we start at the front end to build relationships with our district office. So it won't be, when we get to the table, us and them. But I'm not sure how much of that relational piece has worked, right? I do a lot of work around, I'm not a social worker, but around the social and emotional piece. And so there's coaching that we do with kids. So if you are being detained, if you're in jail, whatever you're here for, we don't want to get into that, but what we want to get in is that you need to get a high school education so that when you come back, that you can contribute to the larger society. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that my question is, the relationships that we've tried to build over the last 8 months, it should be working right now, and we shouldn't have to go on strike because of the relational piece and the being authentic and not lying and saying one thing and doing another.
Brenda Johnson is a worker at the Hennepin County Juvenile Detention Center, a member of the Minneapolis Federation of Educators, Local 59. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us this morning. Is there anything else you'd like to leave our audience with before we let you go?
If you're in the fight for what is right, we believe in boots on the ground. Don't give up. Fight for what you believe in for our kids and for our community, and for the underdog, the people that are not making a whole bunch of money, but have it in their heart to educate our kids on a national level. Stay in the fight, stay in the struggle. Yeah, and then we will win. So thank you, Alabama.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.